Hi, I'm Mike Haduck, and today we're on a trip to Ephesus in Turkey. Just to see where Ephesus is. This is Rome, and then we're in Athens, and then we get over in here into Turkey. That's where Ephesus is. So now we're going to expand it and look at it. We are looking at Ephesus. Here's Ephesus right here. And this was the old seaport, and this was all sea at one time. And if you look over here, this is the ocean over here now. But at one time this was all ocean, and it's all silted in. So let's expand this a little bit. So I expanded it a little bit, and this is where the bus took us in, and this is like on top of the hill. And then what you do is you get off the bus and you walk down right through here. Here's where that famous picture is of the library, and then right over here is the stadium that was in the book of Acts. Then we walked down in here, and we got back on the bus here and left. But this is the old seaport. It's just a marsh now. This is our entrance into Ephesus. So we're looking at all the original stonework. And it's been reconstructed. You can see the piers. You can see where they filled in the empty spaces. All the old stonework, all the marble from here is local. We still have a billion-dollar industry in marble that they ship all around the world. As we're walking down here, that all out there was the ocean at one time, and they used to sail the ships right up to the dock, and it all silted in the river. You can see where they put it all together. Turkey has major earthquakes. And that's what usually ruins the stonework anywhere in this world. That's an example how you put it in pieces and then put it down and shove it in. All this road and everything was buried. The earthquake was 500 years ago. They dug it all up. See how they put a steel pin to hold this? That's a modern thing. All the marble, original. You see stuff put together like this. It's like old stuff and avant-garde art. It didn't really look like that. They just kind of put it together.
When they came here, this was all in pieces. Fifth Avenue.
The temple of the Roman Emperor Hadrian. It's all the old stones that kind of came up. And you can see how they point hit them. They point hit them. This is the smooth part. That's junk. That's junk. That's close junk. There's some carvings, pieces, all junk. Here's a tomb.
He's used to strolling along and having
Did in Egypt. This is probably the most photographed part here of Ephesus. And you can see all the brickwork they used. The arches, the brickwork, everything from that Roman period between 500 BC and 500 AD. It's basically all the same. A nice Roman road in Ephesus, Turkey.
Why do you keep seeing a lot of holes in the wall? See the guys that are looking at the holes?
Yes.
Originally, metal pieces were holding. The marble.
See the brick arches, the brickwork, you know, this has been restored a little bit. You can see it in the background. The carvings are unbelievable. It's a round piece.
Filthy, dirty water, rain waters in winter time.
Okay.
outside.
Into the boat.
Some fine stonework.
Yeah, you don't want to stand in
It's like just any stone job I ever worked on. You put the good stuff in one corner, put the junk out where you can find it to fill in, you put all the good stuff where you could see it, and then when you got to do corners, you know where you're picking from. When you're doing stonework, you pick at it as you go. Boom, boom, this way, flatten it. This is a good piece, even though this was picked. You can see the indentations. Here's a good example where they just kept going across. Should do some examples on that. You come here and you look around. There is a lot of stonework that went on in that period of time. Up in there was a theater where Paul was. We'll talk about that later. Well, this is that inside of that theater where Paul caused that big disturbance that you read about in the Bible. Here's a stone that it's carved, you can see it, but it was made to hang out. And the back was over here, another wall going up, but this was made to hang out. This is the main entrance from the port. That was where the port was, and the ships came in. They'd walk up this road first. You can see how they arched. You can see how they keep flattening up all the way over. Now where I didn't go was the Temple of Artemis. You could look it up on the internet. And let's see over here. That's basically what's left of it. And you can read about it. It was the big pagan temple at that period of time. And if you want to know how far it was from Ephesus, here's Ephesus right here. Here's the port. And it's only right in there. So that's only maybe, I'd say, 1.5 miles from Ephesus. Well, as you know, most of my videos deal with masonry or stonework. But I have a playlist on rock facing and shaping stones where I show you how to use the point chisel and how to carve and all that stuff. And I also have videos carving stones with ancient technology. So when we went on that little tour, the guide was Muslim, but he gave us a little inclination on why Paul stayed there for 2 to almost 3 years. If you don't know who Paul was, he wrote a good part of the New Testament, and he was the apostle to the Gentiles, while the 12 were the apostles to the circumcised or Jews. So the reason why he said Paul stayed there so long, and I thought that was a great reason because I think, I have some kind of knowledge in theology. He said, for instance, and I'll put it in my own words, if I was in Ceylon, Sri Lanka, below India, I would go to a pilgrimage to the Temple of the Tooth, Buddha's Tooth. If I'm a Roman Catholic, I would usually go to Rome, to the Vatican. If I was a Muslim, I'd go to Mecca. If I was a Jewish person, I would go to Jerusalem, to the Wailing Wall. So why did Paul go to Ephesus? Because that's where all the pagans were going, and if you're going to convert someone, you go where the pagans are going. That was the answer. I thought it was pretty good. I never looked at it that way. Thanks for watching. I'm Mike Haduck. I'll see you next video.